Hello, hello, hello. This is the 11th episode of the Mental Threads podcast. Today, our focus today will be mostly on matters in regards to whether or not you are the chosen one and just characteristics of like indigo children, stuff of that nature, light workers, all that. That's basically going to be the subject matter. Now, to be a chosen one is like, to be like the chosen one. I ain't saying like I'm some like fucking Lord of the Rings type shit or like you a Jedi or something like that, but just like day to day life and everything, you were picked like by the universe, for a specific purpose that could like in a sense push humanity forward, give progression to humanity as a whole. And it's just like when it comes to breaking down characters, just off the top of my head, chosen ones are usually empaths, indigo children, light workers to some degree or another. Now we all like have our own quirks and everything that makes us all different, but what makes the chosen ones like special is like there's like a whole lot of resilience built in them, like they pretty much just they get beat on and everything. They go through all sorts of adversity. They have to deal with all sorts of bullshit, and it's just like betrayal, all types of nonsense. And it's just like usually they're the ones that just want to probably have fun, maybe just want to give nothing but love out, but they in a sense always get caught up with like narcissistic entities and demonic entities and everything that have a certain vendetta towards them for whatever weird reason. Like they attract all sorts of negative energy, but it's only just to like to prepare them for like the life that they have to live in the future, basically. So it's just just stuff of that nature, just like the chosen people. Um, it just comes with a whole lot of like I don't want to say responsibility because you might not even know if you're a chosen one for sure or not, and you may think you're a chosen one but then you're not. So it's just that's why I never refer to myself. Oh yeah, I'm a chosen one, or oh this. It's just like it's just certain characteristics. I like to think maybe personally I might be a chosen one, but it's like you won't know until time really reveals that for sure. I like to think like my purpose in life is more focused on progressing humanity to some degree or another. Um, but it all just comes down to like really just really the result process and everything. So it's like if we were to delve deeper in what it means to be a spirit warrior or chosen one, let me just but yeah, to be like a chosen one or spiritual warrior is usually desired by many, but not a lot of people have the qualities of a spiritual warrior or succeed in becoming one. The term has been used extensively in various spiritual circles and traditions since ages. A spiritual warrior is the one who combats the most insidious enemy, ignorance, also known as avidya in Sanskrit, to reach greater levels of self awareness. The path of the spiritual warrior is not an easy one at all. It brings you face to face with your shadow side, forces you to go through extreme levels of cognitive dissonance by making you question your limiting belief systems and outdated conditioning. Um, but it's like yeah, so it's like for spiritual warriors they have like high levels of self-awareness and freedom from fears, doubts, small-mindedness, and limited self-belief systems. Number two, becoming a beacon of light and helping in the global shift of consciousness. A spiritual warrior is a person who challenges the fears, the lies, false beliefs, and judgments that create pain and suffering on this planet. This is a battle that takes place in the heart and mind of an individual. The quest of the spiritual warrior is the same as spiritual seekers around the world. They face this challenge with the clarity and awareness that is wars fought within, and that truth and unconditional love are what the seekers finds. That's what Hayden Crawford said. So it's like there's many like qualities of said spiritual warrior. Like they always seek the truth. They always on a quest for self-discovery and awareness. They are passionate and persistent. They follow their intuitive hearts. They do a lot of shadow work. They choose love over everything else. They prioritize holistic health and well-being. They work for a soulful mission, and they use their energy well. So it's like, seeking the truth. Spiritual warrior seeks the truth at any cost because he knows that it is only through the truth and knowledge that you can break the shackles of bondage and become free. A spiritual warrior will go as far as required to know the truth and learn what he does not know, even if the truth comes with bouts of pain and suffering. He knows that truth is essential for soul growth and evolution. It is the only truth that can give insights into unresolved mysteries, remove darkness and ignorance, and literally set us free. Excuse me. There are always on a quest for self discovery and awareness. A spiritual warrior is on a continuous quest for self discovery to expand his awareness. He knows that awareness is the main tool that he has to fight against darkness and ignorance. Awareness is the ability to look into the nature of things with absolute clarity without any bias of past conditionings or limited belief systems. It entails an ability to look at your own mind and thought patterns, which are known as metacognition. Self awareness is the quality to know who you really are beneath the ego mask. The ego can distort our self image and sense of who we are to an extent that these false self images impressions can lead to self hatred and extremely low self esteem. A spiritual warrior may face acute cognitive dissonance in the process of self discovery and self awareness, but he goes on questioning his own belief system and thought processes and eliminates anything that does not resonate with unconditional love and forgiveness. They are passionate and persistent. Another key attribute of a spiritual warrior is relentlessness and persistence. Being relentless and persistent does not mean being brash or inflexible. It means determined to seek the truth and removing all false beliefs and ego traps that veil the truth. A spiritual warrior has a never say die attitude. He welcomes all adversaries and challenging conditions and treats them as an opportunity to learn and grow. He knows that the setbacks are actually soul lessons and embraces everything with an attitude of what is it trying to teach me instead of thinking why is it happening to me. He has dedicated his entire life to learning, growing, evolving so that he is better equipped to serve humanity. They follow their intuitive hearts. He knows how to distinguish between the voice of the ego and the intuition of the heart. A spiritual warrior follows his heart and gut instincts. A spiritual warrior is sensitive to energy and can see through things. Even if a person comes dressed as a friend hiding bad intentions, the spiritual warrior's intuition will alert them, and it is mostly spot on. A spiritual warrior's true, a spiritual warrior's heart is true, and therefore its messages are true as well. They do a lot of shadow work. A spiritual warrior knows that he has to confront and integrate his shadow side to be able to love and accept himself unconditionally. A spiritual warrior is not afraid to look at his shadow side right in the eye. He has the courage to question his own belief system. He knows it is the only way to dissolve lies and false belief systems that cause suffering. They choose love over everything else. A spiritual warrior knows at the core of everything is love, and the core of our own being, and the core of everything else. The spiritual warrior's main mission is to remove the veils that cover and hide the unconditional love in our hearts. Whether it is a veil of ignorance, the veil of fear, the veil of jealousy, anger, trauma, or suffering. And, is that that's the sixth one? Hold on, let me see. Uh, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Is that worker? Yeah, but that's pretty much just it for like spiritual warriors in general. Now, if we were to like go to like pretty much speaking on like star seeds and indigo trades, like they all come like I don't want to say a dime a dozen or whatever, but there's just so many different types of like specialities when it comes to the human experience and so on. And like star seed sites, while most star seeds appear to have come to earth to teach and heal its citizens, not all star seeds are intent on helping us evolve. Some of them have come to this planet for their benefit or to support a darker mission. Regardless of how exotic, not every soul has intentions based on light and love. Here are some of the more popular and known types of star seeds. There's the Syrian. These souls come from the planet Sirius A and Sirius B. Sirius A is the brightest star in the Earth sky. Its original inhabitants came from Vega in the Lyra constellation and the supposed home of Earth's ancestors. Sirius B is a smaller star, home to. Okay, it's kind of talking about a whole lot of shit about Sirius A and B, but it's like if I just to break it down. Okay, yeah, indigo, crystal, and a rainbow children. Individuals from these three soul groups often possess special or supernatural abilities, including telepathy, clairvoyance, light emanation, energy cleansing, deep empathy, and reality shifting. Indigos are infused with the power of Archangel Michael and can be stubborn in their intolerance of unfairness. Crystals are infused with the light, joy, and clarity of Archangel Gabriel and tend to be more fair and kind than their indigo and rainbow siblings. Often diagnosed with some form of autism, rainbow children are the latest wave of healing souls to come to Earth with a natural detachment from the physical world. These three groups see interactions with this group world as spiritual exercises instead of personally advancing events, as the story goes. These light workers were encouraged by their soul groups in distant galaxies to serve humanity on Earth selflessly. Uh, Now on to the light worker. The light worker are special souls from a variety of planets and realms who have agreed to incarnate to help Earth and other worlds evolve. They always take births that up level humanity and raise the consciousness of everyone around them. Their primary purpose is to spread kindness and goodness and love to every living being they meet. Light workers are not beholden to any planet, culture, society, or mission. They work solely for the light. And the Orions will ask questions about every detail. They'll try to create living beings here on Earth who are based in mind. They are obsessed with science and research and sadly lack an understanding of their hearts. The Orion mission on Earth is to help improve our understanding of the value of science. The personal group's spiritual mission is to learn from humanoids how to be more trusting and faithful. While some Orions have spiritual aspirations, others are agents for the reptilians, other races that seek to control Earth rather than emancipate it. I don't know, man. That's a whole lot of shit. I didn't even know what the fucking Orion was until like just now. Um, but here's this one. Like the feline, these beings from the Lyra constellation can be found depicted in the artwork of Earth's ancient civilizations. Most notable Egypt with its feline-headed gods and goddesses. These beings are psychic and telepathic and tend to develop spiritual skills. Rather than ones that feed or benefit their physical realities, they live mostly in the higher dimensions, seeking light, clarity, and abundance. Through connections with the eternal consciousness, and felines bring grace to humanity and hope to inspire creativity in all of Earth's living beings. So yeah, there's that. Uh, there's a whole lot of shit. I didn't even know. Like, okay, yeah, there's reptilians. Okay, also known as lizard people, saurians, and draconians. These shapeshifters seek to control Earth in the pursuit of selfish benefit. David Icke has reported on the reptilians, noting that they seek political power on Earth to manipulate human societies, cultures, and human development. Many believe that some reptilians are living among us with altered physical appearance. Others say that reptilian spirits enter the bodies of our most prized politicians and sway them away from values and decisions that would benefit the people of the Earth. Luckily, the reptilians have many enemies who live in the light and have the mission to combat all darkness. So it's like I guess those are just like the bad guys or whatever, like reptilians, like the villains, so to speak. Um, hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Characteristics. Starseed characteristics, like physical traits and abilities. There are much chatter about the specific physical attributes of starseeds. While some say the starseeds are tall and thin, or have big eyes and broad foreheads, soul seeking its expansion will not require one physical type over another. It would be fair to say that starseeds come in all shapes and sizes. The soul inhabits a physical form because it is drawn into the bosom of a living being through resonance and alignment. Physical attributes are not consistent, although these lines and have little meaning when it comes to our spiritual evolution and awakening. The same can be said for the abilities of starseeds. All living beings have a unique purpose, each of which gives birth to soul specific skills and talents. Starseeds do not commandeer any category of industry, and not all of them have the same abilities, attributes, or talents. Starseeds can be mechanists, teachers, dancers, artists, politicians, or frustrated stock analysts, as well as depressed, joyful, wild, contained, limited, or expansive, just like the rest of us. um, Emotional and social awareness. When it comes to emotional intelligence and empathy, starseeds may be more expanded in these categories. Given the vast arrays of ideologies and experiences they most likely have had, and having lived in a variety of worlds, it stands to reason that starseeds could possess brighter hearts and the keenest intuition. That said, any soul can digress, and any digressed soul can expand at any moment and upon one congruent decision, intelligence, and consciousness. When starseeds are part of the spiritual lineages that seeks to help humanity, then they may have higher levels of intelligence and a more expanded collective consciousness. Some starseed may have the sole purpose of assisting human beings as healers or spiritual masters. Others may have come to Earth to burn karma or heal themselves. While might seem novel or romantic to assume that all starseeds are more evolved than human beings, it's folly. Every soul, whether from is this world or another, is fulfilling a purpose. Every soul is pursuing knowledge, experience, or expansion on some level. Whether you are our starseed or from Jersey, your birthright is to invite intelligence, seek an expanded consciousness, and fully awaken at any moment. Otherworldly feelings. Anyone who has released their birth story and the related accoutrements, accoutrements have initiated themselves into a more profound clarity. They have opened their hearts and minds, freeing them from the most base constraints. A starseed may have a more expanded soul and therefore can appreciate and align with the nature of other worlds. If this is true for you, it's quite a gift. No matter where you've come from and no matter who you are, you can open yourself to the expanded collective consciousness that pervades all matter and non matter. You are not limited by your label, race, or heritage. You are much more than you might realize. If you seek other worlds, call them to you. Satiate your passions and curiosities. In the end, though, the things you are calling might distract you from the expansion you seek. And to summarize, while it might be interesting and exciting to imagine that star seeds are more evolved than Earth's humans being, the truth is that any of us that expand at any moment, a star seed might have the ancestry that points to expansion. But they may or may not have the intention to pursue the highest self. It's easy to become distracted by the latest spiritual systems or the most charismatic spiritual media stars. It's even easier to want to leave our lives and bodies so that we can transcend the universe and become everything. To truly transcend, we don't have to go anywhere. We can do it from our living rooms. We're built to enjoy minds all the fantasies they conjure. We are constructed in such ways that one thought can lead us into heaven, while while another leads us into hell. When it comes right down to it, as a species, we're not very stable. Whether you're starseed, Muslim, Lutheran, Japanese, Iranian, brown, red, tall, fat, wonderful, itchy, angry, or hilarious, your current you is a temporary contract that you continually co-create with your pre-birth guides and the parents and cultures you chose for this life. None of these things are concrete. They are temporary sets of constructs and conditions. Your you is a layer atop a beautiful, powerful, vibrant soul, and you have unlimited potential in any direction. Your soul is not small letters, it's in all cap you, YOU, all the time. When we're too distracted by our use, you can miss out on our fulfilling a purpose and embodying the universe. Always be careful with the labels you place on yourself. Every label is temporary, only partly true, and only at this moment. Each of these temporary self identities has limitations and consequences. They try not to hold on to them so tightly. We are in this life because we are called to this life. Live it as if you are here in the now. Looking to the stars can be fun, but looking within is where you'll find the gold. Within is your forever home. So it's like, it's just it just pretty much starts from there and like ends from there. So it's just like but here are also 13, like actually no, 13 indigo children traits and signs of a new age revolutionary. So it's like, listen closely if you can. Um, what is an indigo child really? An indigo child or indigo kid is an upgraded blueprint of humanity, a term that came up when addressing the aura colors of these very different kids. Previously, auric fields were expected shades of the rainbow, but the indigo's field was dominated by a royal blue color, thus establishing a change of course in human evolution and their indigo aura. Gifted children on a clear mission to challenge shift reality, they first began appearing in the 1970s beyond psychic awareness. They are highly driven and creative with a perception that sees through the established norms of society. Old souls, indeed, their mission is clearly laid out to shake up the modern world and pave the way for future generations to create greater peace and harmony for all. Both of these generations of children are well into their teens and adulthood, so don't allow the label to dissuade you from exploring the concept of indigo children. 13 common traits of indigo children. So it's like number one, you feel spiritually awakened. You were born to be a light worker and have felt from a young age that you're tapped into something spiritually greater than most people are. You are destined to be here. You are confident and even arrogant at times, and emboldened by something larger than you can name. You know that you were put on this planet for a reason, and that reason is to enact positive change. You know that those who are native to this planet are growing and ascending and need help in their transformation. You have high expectations of yourself and others. This can make for challenging relationships and interactions. You see only the best and expect others to live up to it. Toward yourself, you can be unrelentingly self critical. Don't let this get the best of you. Instead, use it to your advantage to push yourself and others, but also know that others may not be as motivated. You have strong intuition. Indigos see the world differently, coupled with innate self assurance. You often think your way is right and are often offended if others cannot see, much less take action from your point of view. If indigos ruled the world, you are confident no problems would exist, basically. Um, so it's like it just works like that. Let's just see. You question authority. You are not one to negotiate, so certain in your views and ways. You are often rebellious and a skeptic of those in power. These can occasionally get you in trouble, so know how to get into the good and noble types of trouble. You want to overturn the man. Difficult and rigid systems seem foolish to you, and you often become antagonistic to what others experience as normal. These systems may also seem antiquated compared to those you know and believe are much more effective. Have patience and know that these massive systems that need changing are like giant ships that can't always turn on a dime. You are creative, musically and artistically gifted. Your art invites others to see the world around through your eyes. Nurture this ability. You are a change maker. You are so aware of the failings of society, which in turn makes you a magnificent leader. You're always finding new and better methods of business, society, and ways of existing within the chaos of a society that is growing and evolving. You are a lost soul. You feel out of place with others as you recognize you are different than most people. You can tend toward being a loner or rebel, unwilling to compromise just to fit in. You are headstrong. As Indigo Soul mission is encoded in your very being, you know your self worth. You are unwilling to back down from confronting what feels out of integrity. You are passionate and focused. While fiery temperaments may be hard to take, you are not one to be still or silenced. These two traits should and do balance each other, as too much unchecked passion can lead to negative outcomes. Nurture these traits and use them in conjunction uh, with each other. You have psychic abilities. Without any need for development, your psychic capacity, clairvoyance, and empath and telepathy is fine tuned. or you see nothing special in your ability. It gives you an advantage in reading others with ease and seeing through masks. You are frustrated. Coupled with their big picture vision and relentless, restless, no, coupled with their big picture vision and restless soul drive for change, you become easily frustrated with society and others who are not shifting quickly enough. Patience is something you should have developed. You know, so it's like the challenges of the indigo. Not everyone born of this generation carries the new blueprint. The early few were known as scouts, testing out the climate to see if more souls could be ushered in. Nor should we assume being an indigo is something to be idealized. Far from it. Beyond the responsibility such a distinction will carry, we have also witnessed the drive of the indigos to be paralyzing at times. Shifting purpose. Indigo children are this paralyzing. Shifting purpose. Indigo children are destined to make changes to challenge society and to be loud in what they see as the flaws in the system. When this mission is complete, they have to shift life purpose quite drastically. Those who are thrown off their life path early, that is to say, their push for progress is thwarted or forgotten, often turning on themselves. Most people that are indigo children may have ADHD. Indigos are often treated for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and prescribed drugs such as Ritalin to calm them of a perceived irregularity. In reality, indigos are just dealing with the pressure of being trapped in these earthly bodies with the added pressure of helping humanity in some greater capacity. Depression. We have witnessed many indigos deep in depression, low self esteem, addictions, and even suicide. So strong is this governing battering ram, it can turn inward when they are unable to create the changes they are no, adamant need to be made. The worst outcome for an indigo is to be ignored or mocked. For their perception is hawk-like, and they are able to foresee the pitfalls and are compelled to drive change at massive levels. Indigo adults are even more susceptible to depression as they become older, especially if they have the perception that they haven't been able to enact significant change in the world. Indigo adults should find others like them to in these situations and form support groups or know that there are others out there struggling too. Integrity. Of the most blessed attributes of the indigo children is their integrity. They carry it within and can sense when others are dishonest. They may always see this as a gift, for the world can be corrupt and indifferent. However, they carry a deep knowing they are right, even though, if pressed, they may not be able to explain their assertiveness. So it's just, stuff of that nature. Um, yeah. All these pretty much connect with the subject matter of hand of being chosen, or an indigo child, or a light worker. If you feel like you're any of these above, just know that you're not alone in this world. It can be very stressful. It doesn't make you better. Don't think for a second that it makes you better. It just means that everything is just different. Perception is different. Relating to others is just different. Um, it's always going to be a struggle, especially in this generation for what it is, because it's like it always seems like there's just another thing, going on, a whole lot of stuff going on. I know in my case I had to separate myself from like a lot of people who weren't really good for me, and it's bittersweet and everything, because especially when you think back to when you first met them, or think about like when you were friends with them, and then you see how people change and switch up on you. It's not good, man. It's very, very sad. It's hard to move on sometimes. It's hard to retrust people again. It's harder to get close to people again. Um, but it all just makes you smarter. It all makes you more self-aware. It builds on your consciousness as an individual. Some things just go the wrong way, and it's never your fault. Don't ever think it's your fault. Um, Although it's good to take responsibility and accountability for the things you could have changed. It's always good to keep that in mind, and it's like it's weird because I'm at that stage in my life also where it's just like, where do I go from here? Like, this is my last semester in college. and it just went by so fast. And then like, there's a part of me that feels like, oh yeah, it was a good positive experience. And then there's another part that feels like, dang, I wish I would have done more of this, or I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have like hung out with more people. It's like I wish this, I wish that, and it's just it can be a little bit off-putting. At the same time, it's really good to just have gratitude. Like I spoke in many, many episodes, you got to be grateful. You got to reconnect with the universe. You got to be able to reconnect with God also. It's just stuff of that nature. Um, it's always going to be stressful at first, but I promise you, if you just stay a little bit longer, things will, the storm will pass. All sorts of people like betrayed me, shit on me, fucking like go into the street, lie on me, put out all sorts of nonsense out there about me, and it's never fair, it's not cool, but it's just life, man. It just comes like with the gift of being endearing, or just being an empath. And regardless, you don't know why these people, like, you don't really know like that, or why um these folk that you get close to, or whatever, why they harm you so badly or try to disparage your character in all sorts of ways. But that's just how some people are just set up. Some people are just so fucked in the head that they just can't help but to just fuck other people over for no reason. And it could be somebody that really showed you kindness, somebody that was really there for you, somebody that truly truly loves you and everything else. It could be like as a friend or a lover, or just anybody, and then somehow people find some way to just betray you and not lose any bit of sleep over it. It's really, really sad, but that's just kind of how this generation is set up. So it's like, if this kind of falls out of sync with like your mannerisms as an individual, chances are you might be a chosen one or a starseed, because nobody that just has a heart or a soul or even like a spirit would even take time out of their day to really just try to ruin somebody else's life, or try to like put work into like trying to make other people miserable. Misery loves company for a reason, and it's just like, you don't think that everything just gonna go well for you for the rest of your life, because it won't. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Who knows? It rains on the just and unjust alike. But for all my star seeds, my indigos, my light workers out there, like dead ass, like for real, just stay strong. you know Build a nice support group around you. Forget what people say about you, it don't matter. Only you know you. Only you're responsible for yourself. Keep that in mind. Whoever wants to just have a problem with you, it's always with them. Don't ever think it's you, it's always with fucking them, every fucking time. And at the same token, all you have to do is just rise above it as best you can. Keep faith in yourself, and everything will come to pass. Me, my mission statement personally, all I wanted to do is just have fun, laugh with the people that I love, stay close to those who have the best intentions for me, and just live happily, laugh, just enjoy every moment you have while you got it. Because life is way too short to try to like take that away from somebody else. Yeah, one life, enjoy every second you can. And it's just like, lately I just feel like I don't know if I'm holding myself back, or if like there's just something spiritual that's trying to protect me. I don't really know. Regardless, I just wish I need to just get out of this funk. Because it's just like I always feel like I want to just come back to like my old self. Like what I used to be. Because yeah, like you can like be stressed out and other people may shit on you or talk whatever shit, but I always had like this sense of like, I this sense of just like, like who cares, like, and it's like, and it's still like that, but it's like it always feels like, like my spirit is just kind of tired, like it's almost broken in a sense, like, my heart's broken, soul's tired, and like my spirit is just exhausted. And if I can refresh this as best I can, like that's all I want. If I could just fall back and sync with what I'm meant to be and fall back on path on my purpose, that's all I want to do. So that's why I'm trying to keep consistent with these podcast episodes. Although it's just me for right now. Hopefully if I get the more equipment and everything, it's just like financially I've been all fucked up with like so much other shit. But it's like I do have the feeling that things will change soon. And for and anybody that's going through it right now, always remember this proverb. I don't know if I've said it before in a past episode, but just keep in mind that this African proverb will always be my favorite. No matter how dark and no matter how long the night is and dark, the sun is always sure to come. And I tell this to anybody that's going through some shit. The sun is always sure to come, man. You can never give up. You know, I'll never give up. I mean, I'll say this now at 23, but who knows where I'm at 20, at 35, 45, or 56. Who knows what life is gonna be like for me. Spiritual guys say I'm gonna live to be 80 or 90. I mean, I just gotta try to stay on deck as best I can. But let's just try to sign off because we're already reaching like 35 minutes. It's too fucking long. All right, so let's just sign this off for the Mental Threads podcast. This is your host Toasty. I'm about to end the damn credits. What the hell? Okay, all right, right there, right there, right there. All right, there we go. I gotta get the freaking outro. The outro, nigga, outro right here. Okay, there we go. I still feel like I need to get it done their outro. Like, this is cool and everything, but I think maybe something else. Just gotta stay on. What the fuck am I talking about? Whatever.